Do any more, and the guild might have to take a special interest in you. Understood? Great. You'll have what guild blades I can give when the time to take the absolute comes. So, just tell me what you need to get us there. You think so? Well, perhaps I'll buy a better mimic. Test it on you. You've dealt with Orin, but Gortash still clutters my streets with his toy soldiers. What's all this now, Zent? The city's ransom I'm paying you not enough. I didn't say forgive. Seize the building. Arm any children old enough. If they protect what's mine, we'll consider that a start on what's owed. He's a prick, whoever he prays to. No time. The Zentarim have turned, the rotward bastards. So, if you're part of it, take your shot. Anything else can wait till the Zent are buried. The Stone Lord, Minsk, is the Absolute's enforcer-in-chief. Every piece of territory he takes from me goes to the cult. Beyond that, be welcome. Be merry. Is there something you require of a humble guildmaster? Because it's always the dead, bloody three. Has been half-gods who can't help but make their irrelevance everyone else's problem. You have my thanks. Though, I'm still not actually sure you haven't made my life that little bit harder. The Guild is this city's first and last line of defense. It's only natural that we watch the gates for anyone interesting. Come then. There are visitors in my guild hall. I'd be a poor host to keep them waiting. Keep your underpants clean, Uktar. We're playing host to a hero. Heroes come and go, but the guild has always been here protecting the city, until the Stone Lord came to break us. Behold the Zentarim, those too dumb to make it in the guild. Now lose the stupid look on your face and tell me what you need. When the Absolute's army arrives to wage war on the city, our best hope is to make sure they have no leaders in here willing to open the gates for them. When I heard you died out in the wilderness, I made an offering at Kellenvor's well. Oh, I'm likely to give you indigestion. But you and your Zentish friends are free to try. It seems like my intelligence on you was patchy at best. That's annoying. All hail the Absolute's worst nightmare. How can I help you in your war today? You could have been fat and happy, but fat and dead'll do. No, you tried, Harper. Oh, don't worry. I never expected you'd let your friend die without a fight. That's one of the reasons I liked you. Right. Well, war to be fought. Do you need anything else? You've been seen with a certain Harper. Grey of hair, somewhat spiky of manner. Don't let the hamster nibble on anything valuable, and we might just get along, Stone Lord. The order's been given. It's done. So I hope you know another tune, because I am getting bored of this one. Because I'm curious about why you're here and who it is you've brought with you. Come on then, Stone Lord. If you mean to take my chair, you'll get no better chance than this. All the more reason to be rid of the cult quickly, so I can remind my crews it's not a leash round their necks if they cross me. It's a noose. You keep good company, but don't think you can hide from me in the Harper's shadow. Zenobia. Always told the girl that mouth would cost her head. Of course. They knew you were expected. No begging? Not even a snotty little please? It's almost like you don't know who you're talking to. My door is always open, Stone Lord. So, reminder to pay an old friend a visit, would you? What? The Guild is many things, but it's not an army. If the Absolute keeps pushing in on our territory, then I need a little weight to push back. Turning the Zentarim on me with my own coin. A dramatic entrance to land the killing blow yourself. I'll give you this, Stone Lord. You've got style. Bring her here. Whatever questions she has, she'll want to hear the answers directly from me. Direct? Fair enough. We haven't known each other for very long, so perhaps I ought to clarify. Simple enough, I reckon. Now, war to be fought. You need anything? As you like. I always do. My welcome stands. Maybe I'm just nicer than you are. But know that I do not need or like anyone so much that I will let them cross me twice. And with a familiar face in tow. And cede more ground to the Stone Lord. You're not suggesting I yield a single inch of the city, my city, to this cult. Oh, did you enjoy the encounter? The leader of some new crew that's intent on paining my arse. Ugh, I can't stand harpers as a rule, but Jir is the exception. She's only really half a harper at most. We never would have needed the Zent if we'd had a fighting force of our own. Swords for the city when the Watch and the Fist fail us. Right now, I'll settle for taking our city back. And I hear you're the one who killed him. Aye, I remember the spot. By a garden on the Wide. A soft thicket near the market with ample pockets to pick. Celestia itself to a street rat looking for shelter. The Watch, the Council, even the Parliament of Peers. They're the clean face they want the world to see. In return, if I can offer aid, information, just ask. Ha! Which part? The Stone Lords hollowed this place out. Half my crews are fled or in hiding. You still look like you need a rest, grandmother. Anything I can do to take that wrinkle from your brow? Oh, I'm terribly sentimental. Case in point, I've just let a harper walk through my guild hall, noticeably unholed. You want to handle Minsk? Then handle him. Before I do. Kill the Absolute. And keep the big bull berserker out of trouble. We'll find out if either of those things is possible. What has you sneaking around? Oh. Easy. Any guild member strikes the first blow. It won't be the Zentarum that kills them. You are apparently the city's best chance of sending the Absolute packing. So yeah, I need you alive. The Absolute's at our gate, and the guild are the only ones truly standing against it. Knowing what I know usually comes at a cost. But let's say we'll put it on your tab. With the Stone Lord off my back, I'll be able to bring my people out of hiding. Cobble together a force so we're ready when you call on us. But the guild is the blood, the bone, the gristle, the ugly bits that actually make Baldur's Gate move. We meet at last. Your exploits are causing quite a stir. You have, but don't be so quick to bat away a helping hand. You'll find few enough of them in this city. You have my attention? Aye. Transport corridors. Not the most glamorous targets, but without the vine, the cherries shrivel and die. You expect me to believe that you're here to help me? Well, if you'd prefer to trust in the Watch, the Council, the Parliament of Peers, by all means. They're the pretty face slapped over the city. Come on, then. You'll forgive the spying, I hope. The guild keeps watch for anyone of interest passing through our gates. I live to serve. Boo. Thinking about moving in? I have some lovely, lightless cells I could show you. I'm not talking about that. We've both got bigger enemies than one another. The city's enemies. If he was just another upstart who didn't like paying guild dues, fair enough. But he and his crew make no demands. Leave no survivors to pass on a message. So, as long as you can keep a lid on what's growing inside you, we're allies. Until you can't, and we're not. Now, is there anything else you need? Kind of you to take the Zentarim down first, but that doesn't make us friends. I thought you'd come to Baldur's Gate to finish the job you started at Moonrise. You're with the Harper, so you already know there's a war coming. And I already know the only thing about you that I need to. I want my city back. And I've brought the toughest bastards from the guild to get the job done. It's an orphanage, Uktar. What would you have me do? Seize their toys as payment? I'd say you qualify. I already know the one thing about you that I need to. But it's not the Watch that keeps the peace, or gives justice to any Baldurian who asks, whether they can pay for it or not. It's us. You are until you're not. Obliged. Shouldn't pose any problem for you. But if there's a tainted elder brain slopping around below my city, I think we need one another more than ever. The same way I'm not just the lowly thief, vagabond, and murderer the Watch and Peers would paint me as. I happen to be a fine singer, too. I'm too nice for my own good, I suppose. But I was in a pit, and you helped pull me out. For that, I'm grateful. I have no doubt you gave them a good talking to. Good. I'd rather you die as Minsk the Mad Rashimar. It's silly, but do you know, you were something of a hero of mine when I was young. The rats usually keep a lid on their nastier notions, but with the Stone Lord business distracting me, some are starting to test the leash. I could wish she'd shown some restraint, but I doubt she'd have returned it. The same sorry tale as yours, then. And bizarre as it is, it explains how this idiot wound up serving the dead three. Come on. Speeches are done. All that's left is the doing. The Stone Lord's fate is sealed. We have a bigger war to fight. I'd rather turn our talk to that, but if you need a moment, Jaheira. I disagree. Let's have a friendly debate on the matter, eh? Zenta down. Just you and me now, Stone Lord. So if you mean to take my chair, you'll get no better chance than this. Of all the pains in my arse the Absolute was delivered, one in particular keeps growing. A new gang boss who calls himself the Stone Lord. I hear things in my work. Like the rise of General Ketheric Thorm, chosen of Merkel, unkillable tyrant of Moonrise. Might be more accurate to say the guild is the city's bank. We bought them out years back. Perfectly legitimate. As I said, I like a little certainty. It should. My people speak it in the same breath as Saravok and Demagogon, but he's just another upstart. You might have removed Gortash, but Orin's Faceless are still circling. Likely my crew has it in hand, snare set, ready to draw it tight. But I like a little certainty. And you've dealt with bigger bastards handily enough. Huh. You had a grand plan to save Minsk from Big Bad Nine Fingers. So why did you let him escape? We don't. The Zentarim work for me. Time was I'd charge the bastards double if I let them into my hall at all, but times change. All right, fine. Let's leave this particular fight for when the actual war is won, shall we? Aye, I considered that. But there's a pattern to his strikes, an intent. Thieves, frauds, and miscreants, if it's just the watch warrants you're reading. Well, you've earned that much. My guild hall is open to you. Have a drink, Jaheira. Have a rest. Exactly the one. Guild crews may be prone to exaggeration, but not in this case. I don't let trust tie my hands. That's why I sit in this very fine office. You recall our reports of Ketheric Thorm, General of the Absolute, Champion of Merkel, unkillable Tyrant of Moonrise. Rather than stuffing you in a box and dropping you into the river, you mean? Meet the one who killed him. I never actually said anything about paying you. Though, if it's coin you're after, well, you'll like this next part. Curious by nature, are you? Ever wondered what it's like to have your skin peeled off? Oh, I never said that we get along. Minsk was never one to need much persuading. Not when it came to spilling my people's blood. Am I supposed to swear vengeance? I heard they'd grown a little indiscreet. Was it the harper who tipped you off, or something else? If we take a little tribute in return, or tie strings of service to those we help, well, what of it? So long as we're working as one, it all runs quick, quiet, and clean. As it seems, do you. I already know the one thing about you that I need to. We know where he plans to hit next. A little operation the Guild have run in the city's counting house. The Flaming Fist can be bought. The Harpers are scattered, and the Parliament of Peers, well, they're just generally too inbred to be useful. Keep me from having to kill the Harper. Which means keeping out of the Guild's way, all right? Wonderful. You might not have been wrestling monsters, but you kept the wind and the rain off. Heroic enough for me. Whichever one gives you the most comfort. Simple enough. After Jaheira warned me and then disappeared, I went nosing into the cult for myself. You have a cult to kill. What do you need from me to do it? It's my business, and not what should concern you most right now. I mean to burn the Absolute from the face of my city. So if you mean to help, congratulations. We just became the best of friends, but not for much longer. We have word on where he plans to hit next, and he'll find us ready to hit back this time. So tell me, why would you kill Ketheric and chase his co-conspirators to the city, only to turn on us at the last moment? Why let Minsk get away? A big name, that. Such information does not come cheap, High Harper. Not in normal times. I haven't got the slightest idea what he's trying to say. You have done plenty. That's enough gawking all. Back to work. There's a mess needs cleaning up here. Oh, you fool. I didn't need saving from you or anyone else. But, yeah, I suppose I'm sorry too. Good, because I've already got more enemies than I do fingers. We've crossed paths over the years. Two hands trying to steer the city, just not always in the same direction. I wasn't surprised to learn you two had fallen in together. I could make a guess at what she needs from me too. Oh. You've got some juicy little tidbit I haven't heard yet. Keep the Harper out of trouble. Just because I don't want to kill her doesn't mean I won't. Don't pout. For a brief second, I did weigh the odds on killing you. All I know is that on every scrap of ground he takes from me, the cult of the Absolute soon starts sprouting. I could bore you with the details. How I found evidence of Gortash's projects, traced him to Orin the Red, and made a safe bet there was some dried-out old necromancer to round out the three. You might have knocked it out, but a good thing you did. He's more like his old self again. I was planning to soften you up a bit first, but... straight to business then. Orin's faceless try to pierce my ranks every day, while Gortash's toy soldiers control the streets. Oh, I'm terribly sentimental. Case in point, I've just let a Harper walk through my guild hall, noticeably unholed. Suppose I should have seen that coming. Zentarim aren't known for their loyalty, but I thought the bastards would keep to their contract at least. I'm sorry, you what? I had no intention of leaving my city in the Dead Three's hands. Definitely not leaving it to some slimy shit that doesn't even have hands. I see no Harpers, Jaheira. I'm sorry, but this fight's too big for you alone. So you do know Jaheira. Or parts of him, at least. I gave no orders about the condition of his corpse. I've already told you. The Stone Lord's planning to walk into my counting house. Make sure he doesn't walk out again. So the Hound answers to his name again, does he? And you didn't have to put him down. Clean water, filthy riches, and everything in between. We're citizens of the city. No more, no less. We'll be the ones still holding the gate when all those others have fled. If you're half the friend you're posing as, you'll tell her that her part in this is done. There won't be graves for you, just rats grown too fat for the sewers. My hero. So you're here to help. Bottom-feeding bruisers, I think you mean. I need to see Jaheira. Just so happens, she'll want to see me too. Come to derail any other guild operations. Spit in my eye, perhaps? Or do you just need something? And tears, honest truth, you gave my guild the wake-up call it needed. We've grown complacent, lazy, too sure of our standing. I knew Jaheira was back in the city, alive and kicking with a new friend in tow. Your exploits together are causing quite a stir. One of the things I like about Jaheira, for all her Harper wiles, she's not much of a liar. You're a little better. But it takes thugs to keep order outside the walls. The Fist only go there for good, lawless fun. A bizarre tale. But it fits this idiot, somehow. But if he's back to himself... In his short reign, the Stone Lord and his crew have earned a reputation. Pure brutality. No survivors. And where he mows my people down, this ripe little cult takes root. If the Rashomar wants to work off a blood debt, I won't turn him down. He scares my kingpins shitless. I knew you'd try and stick your beak in, Harper. You can't help yourself. I could, but you wouldn't thank either of us for that. Trust me. A little less impressive as revelations go. I can't speak for your rodent, but I know something of debts. If you reckon you've got one to repay, well, we could always work together. I'll be revising the terms of our deal, Zentarim. Gold for steel. We? I heard what happened to your Harpers, Jaheira. I'm sorry, but this fight's too big for you alone. Out of respect for the High Harper, I'm gonna pretend you're just scratching your ass. Just leave well enough alone. It would be a shame for the city to lose 2 of its heroes in one day. Unless just taken to dyeing her hair, I'd call it accurate enough. You owe me a gold piece, grandmother. Ha! Oh, the best in the city, under or above. So smart a mouth as yours would enjoy it, provided you keep all your teeth. Huh. You're the one working with the Harper. Well, I'm confused, if that counts. But if he no longer answers to Stone Lord... That's not even slightly what I was saying. I wasn't asking... Until then. When I say, don't interfere or else, most people avoid finding out what or else means. You're still the city's best chance of sending the absolute packing. So, yes, I need you. I even like you. I need to speak with her. She's still getting the lay of the land, I expect. I have information that might help with that. And when we're sitting in your stronghold, I'll give a good slippery shite about what you want. My guild was too fractured to stand up to the absolute. Too corrupt to see the threat within. I reckon a little bit of hamster talk might be good for them. Heroes. Sure. We need to survive the fight to come first. So let's save our talk for a bright new day. I think I'll manage. Enemies and assets are all the guild know. Don't think I won't use him. You've crossed paths with the cult's leadership before, and you're still standing. Against my own city. Careful. You're in very real danger of hurting my feelings. A charitable donation to the good protectors of Rivington. Was that the tune that played you? How nice. You won't find many of those in my guild hall. It's Minsk who's found his faith with Faerun's newest god. And a new name with it. The Stone Lord. You've made your choice, Zentarim. Now die for it. Oh, can't we just go back to killing one another instead? You can't just swallow every bit of storybook tripe that you hear. Do I strike you as a little lost girl looking for a hero? We know he plans on something higher profile next. A little operation the guild has running in the counting house. Of course. Seeing as these are not normal times and we're all such good friends, I'll do better than tell you where he is. I'm bringing him here as we speak. The guild isn't any one thing. We're everything. All the parts of the city the Watch don't want seen, so they push us to the far side of their law. We're practically sisters. So much so, I even stopped trying to have her killed a few years back. When I heard you'd died out in the wilderness, I made an offering at Kellenvor's well. Doesn't matter. Whatever god the prick prays to, I'll send him to meet her soon enough. Oh, I'm no innocent. But evil? Well, you tell me. With the Fist, the Watch, and the Council itself all licking the Absolute's boots, who's the only one left standing to protect Baldur's Gate?